Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, October the 30th, 2023. I am Jarrell Bryan. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. African EXIM Bank approves US $500 million for Guyana's infrastructure development. Form regional consortiums to leverage US $3 billion funding to address transport woes, President Ali. GRASSFIRE spreads and destroys nearby lumberyard at ENMORE. Middle road murder. Victims suffered blunt trauma to head, face, and neck, PME. And health activism alive as citizens walk to raise awareness of breast cancer, RETT syndrome, and polio. Now for the news in detail. The African Export-Import Bank has approved a US $500 million loan to Guyana for its infrastructure development needs, in addition to US $15 million currently being negotiated for small and medium-sized local businesses. These were among the announcements made during the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum, which opened today. Here is our lead story tonight. When the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum got underway at the Marriott Hotel on Monday, a few major announcements were made. One such announcement is that a US $15 million facility is being negotiated with the African EXIM Bank for small and medium-sized local businesses. President Dr. Finali announced that this sum was being negotiated on Guyana's behalf by Professor Floyd Haynes, the founder of the New Haven Merchant Bank.
I want to recognize the strong work of Floyd Haynes, if you can stand, please. Over the last number of months, Floyd has journeyed many times in Africa and has held many discussions with the Afri-Exim Bank to do a number of things. Just like the government, they're in the final stages of negotiating a $15 million facility to support local businesses, SMEs, here in Guyana. His bank is also working with the EXIM Bank. I'm advised in support of one of the first local group, all women, who would have won one of the oil blocks here in Guyana.
Meanwhile, Benedict Orama, president and chairman of the Afri-Exim Bank, expressed satisfaction with the progress made since the last Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. He pointed out that they have now been able to clearly define goals to bring together Africa and the Caribbean. In fact, he announced that a US $500 million loan has been concluded with Guyana for infrastructural development.
For Guyana here, we've agreed to conclude a $500 million transaction to support accelerated infrastructure development projects of the Guyanese government.
The forum also witnessed the signing of an agreement between the Afri-Exim Bank and St. Lucia. The Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum is being held at the Marriott Hotel and will conclude on October the 31st. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News. With some US $3 billion in funding to be made available to the Caribbean by the African EXIM Bank, President Dr. Finali today urged the regional private sector to form consortiums to take advantage of the access to financing to solve the region's maritime transport woes. Find out more in this report. President Dr. Finali was the keynote speaker at the opening of the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum on Monday. In his address, the president urged the Caribbean private sector not to waste the opportunity to form consortiums aimed at tackling long-standing regional maritime transport problems. Ali pointed out that not only does his government and other Caribbean governments support the private sector, but they also have support from the African EXIM Bank to tap into.
I would consider it a severe missed opportunity by the regional private sector if they cannot form a consortium and use this opportunity that EXIM Bank is offering to end our regional transport system failure. And I speak specifically about our maritime transport infrastructure. We can plant and grow as much as we want. We can do agro-processing, manufacturing, industrial development. We can re-engineer the supply chain, but we have to move things. We have to move things throughout the region.
Meanwhile, the president also brought attention to the presence of Caribbean private sector organizations CPSO chairman Gervais Warner at the forum. Last year, CPSO came in for intense criticism from Guyanese business owners for its efforts to raise concerns over Guyana's local content policy.
Today, I speak to CARICOM, the CARICOM private sector. And I see my dear friend from CAPSO. Please stand and let us recognize you. Normally, the guns are aimed at the government. I want them to stand and see you carefully. Because I would view this, you can sit now, you can sit. I think they've had a good sight of the target.
Last year, some US $1.5 billion was made available to CARICOM member states by the African EXIM Bank as part of efforts to foster closer ties between the two regions. This figure is expected to increase to US $3 billion once the remaining CARICOM member states ratify a partnership agreement with the bank. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News. We now report that President Dr. Finale had an extremely busy weekend, visiting several villages across the country where he engaged directly with residents and where he announced several interventions from central government that are aimed at improving their lives. Specifically, the head of state visited several Amerindian communities in Region 10, Upper Demerara Berbice, where he reflected on the investments made by his government into the region and went on to reveal further plans his government has to boost development in the areas. At 58 Miles Village, an Amerindian community in Region 10, President Ali made several commitments. Let's have a look.
And one of the first things I want to do is to commit, and today we'll deliver the commitment, commit to the community here. I see a lot of small children. I would love, one of the things I love to do is to share a meal with small children. I would not be able to do that, but I'm going to leave in advance a contribution of $100,000 for a children party for 58 and going forward. All those who have the qualifications to do nursing, we will train you for free. We'll give you a stipend whilst we're training you, and we'll employ you after the training. All those who want to become patient care assistants, make contact with the minister, and we will ensure that we provide that training so you can have this accomplishment. There are houses without black tanks. So whilst we work on a longer term solution to have more water storage capacity and capability in the community, immediately I am making a commitment that before the end of next week, we'll have 50 black tanks delivered to help those families. You wanted a community bus. Before the end of this year, long before the end of this year, Minister Pauline Sukai will return here to deliver to you the bus. More importantly, I'm going to ask the Minister of Finance, because there's a company called Geico I saw recently advertise, and Bishop Edgel, you and Ashley is in charge of this, advertise for the supply of lumber for a project in the Gas to Shore project. So we're going to have them come here to see how much of that lumber they can buy from this community to supply that project. We also have a proposal from an investor who we're going to put in contact with the Tushaw and the Great Falls community, who want to do what is called glamping. That is high-end camps with all the facilities and eco-lodges to build a major tourism facility in that area, whereby the people of the area can be employed as tourist guides, to have sport fishing as part of it, to have the exploration of the forest, all of that is part of it. And that is something that we're going to send the investor in before the end of this year to have consultation and tell you exactly what they want to do. So my dear friends, these are just a few points I want you to, some of the future things also that we're doing, and not only the current issues that we're addressing. Yes, we'll hand over the solar household unit, we'll hand over the tractors, we're going to do all of this because you elected us to do it, and we are pleased that we can fulfill our promises to you.
President Ali also visited the Amerindian community of Malali in the Demerara River, where, among other things, he revealed that major investments will be made to develop a quarry facility in the village. Major investments will also be made in the area of agriculture, according to President Ali. He also revealed other interventions that will be made by the government aimed at enhancing the lives of residents in the area. Here's a look.
Within the next 2 weeks, the Minister of Health would launch a specific program in all these communities in which he will bring health care, dental service to your community. They will bring a dental team not only to assess the entire community, but they will do procedures to fix the dental issues for our children, our elderly, and the people of Malali in the next 2 weeks. In addition to this, they will be coming to check the eyes of all our children. And they will not only be checking the eyes, but all those who require spectacles in the community, the elderly and the children, we will provide those spectacles free of cost. Only last week, listening to show the leaders from the community, through the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, they made a request to enter into an agreement with a company that is doing the road to operate a quarry here. Last week we met with officials and we made the decision that the approval for that quarry that is asked for by the village will be given so that that quarry can be operationalized here. And we have an agreement with them that 50% of the production of that quarry will be for government projects all across the country at a fixed price. We'll work with you, and we have the commitment of the company too, in creating 10 acres of land, opening up 10 acres of land through which we'll do pineapple, coconut, and citrus. NARI is already committed to providing the coconut plants, the 3-year and 18-month plans, to have a 2-acre cultivation of coconuts, 18 months and 2 years. We'll provide all the planting material to have 5 acres of pineapple, and then we'll do all the material to do 3 acres of citrus. We also want to see how we can do melons in this community. Because melons, whilst we wait on 18 months and 24 months and 3 years, 36 months for the coconut to mature and bear, we want the persons who are involved in this project to also be earning. That is why we have to look at short value crop, like the melons, like cash crop, that will integrate into the development whilst the more permanent crops are growing. Through your shade house program and through the 10 acres initiative, you will now have fresh produce to supply your hot meal program, to supply the community, to supply the guest house and tourism facility that will be done here.
President Ali also held similar engagements with residents of Hururu, Wiruni, and Morotario, all Amerindian villages along the Berbice River, where he revealed how their efforts can align with the National Development Plan of Guyana. We now tell you that a post-mortem examination conducted on the body of Amit Singh, the young man who was murdered on October the 24th, has revealed that he died as a result of blunt trauma to the head, face, and neck. The post-mortem was conducted this morning by government pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh. The cause of death was given as multiple injuries, including blunt trauma to the head and face, with multiple fractures, blunt trauma to the neck, and bronchial aspiration of blood. 4 suspects were initially in police custody over the murder of Singh, the son of a popular Campbellville, Georgetown businessman, which occurred on the afternoon of Tuesday last. Singh was murdered at a house at Middle Road, La Penitence, Georgetown. Among the suspects is Yogendra Sukhdev, the victim's close friend and business associate, who is said to be the mastermind behind the murder. The other three suspects are Sukhdev's three employees who have since denied their involvement in the crime. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham had said the police were trying to ascertain their respective alibis. Police had reported that the victim was lured to the house under the pretext that a group of men had gold for sale. Whilst at the house, 4 alleged perpetrators brutally murdered the victim and then fled the scene, taking with them the cash that the victim had taken to purchase the gold. Based on intelligence received, ranks from the Criminal Investigations Department arrested Sukhdev, who has since confessed to the crime and led police to his house at Diamond, East Bank, Demerara, where the stolen $7.7 million was stashed. Coming up, Chow Pao gets bail for allegedly assaulting daughter, and millions in losses as several wildfires destroy several farmlands at Crabwood Creek.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFRAGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFRAGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFRAGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
Make your home look great with sash windows from GRASSFIRE. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, GRASSFIRE sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get GRASSFIRE sash windows for the perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDoom Mega Store and GRASSFIRE's outlets at Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. GRASSFIRE, the name you can trust.
Census takers from the Bureau of Statistics are still visiting homes to conduct work as part of the 2022 National Population and Housing Census. Enumeration is ongoing in some areas to ensure that everyone is counted. Verification and quality checks are also being done in an effort to ensure that the highest quality of data is produced from the census. Please cooperate with our census takers and ask them to produce their identification badges. Having been visited by a census taker, it is not too late. Call or WhatsApp us on 592-701-8700 or 592-701-8701 to ensure that you are counted. Census 2022, we counting with.
From region 1 to region 10.
Mechanics, Sylvie's has all the equipment you need to make your job easier and your business profitable. Visit our 31 High and Hatfield Street store and choose from our wide array of shop presses, engine hoists, oil drain pans, parts washers, jack stands, bottle and floor jacks, hand tools and much more. Can't make it to the store? Shop online at sylviesonline.com and have it delivered. Call or WhatsApp 623-7755 for more info.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFRAGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFRAGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFRAGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Local comedian Kirk Jardine, popularly known as Chow Pow, was today released on $50,000 bail after he was charged for allegedly assaulting his 22-year-old daughter. Jardine, 57, of South Rumville, Georgetown, appeared before Magistrate Rondell Weaver at the Georgetown Magistrates Court where the charge was read to him and he pleaded not guilty. The offense in question reportedly occurred on October the 27th. It was reported that Jardine allegedly slapped and cuffed his daughter about her body. Though he was released on bail, Jardine was ordered to not contact his daughter and to stay 100 yards away from her. He is expected to return to court on November the 6th. Jardine was represented by attorney Kemraj Ramjatan. What started out as a grass fire at an empty lot at ENMORE, East Coast Demerara, quickly spread to a nearby lumberyard, crumbling it to pieces. Firefighters battled the blaze, which erupted at around midday for several hours up until late this afternoon. According to information reaching this newscast, the lumberyard suffered significant damage, although the exact extent and value of the losses are still being assessed. Firefighters and emergency personnel, with support from the community, managed to prevent the fire from spreading further, ensuring neighboring properties were safe from harm. Meanwhile, wildfires on the Quarantine Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, have damaged several acres of farmlands at Crabwood Creek. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports.
More than 50 farmers cultivate land at Tarani Canal, with most of it being plantains and citrus. On Tuesday last, farmers discovered that bush adjacent to where some cultivated fields are was burning. By Wednesday, the fire crossed the canal with the aid of the wind and started burning sections of the cultivated area. One farmer lost 7 acres of cultivated plantain, citrus and other fruits, while another lost 5 acres. The fire also damaged significant portions of other farms. Randy Primsoup has 20-acre plot, which he cultivates with plantains and citrus. 7 acres of his farm has been damaged by fire.
I don't know who, I don't see them or anything, but it's all that I see fire because the land is bushland. Then the smoke started affecting me there. I had to cut off the tractor and go away. And anyhow, it was the opposite, so I said that there's no threat to me. Not knowing that the fire walked through the whole land right away wrong, come round to our section and was burning from back come. Damaged my neighbor first, then come over and start hit up my land.
The farmer said over 7,000 bearing plantain suckers were destroyed. He estimates his damages to the plantain at in excess of $7 million.
As a farmer, we always count the lease per bunch. We count it as $1,000 per bunch. Where it is more expensive, sometimes it gets to 4,000 or 5,000 per bunch. So if you say 7,000, we cater 7 million, which would be more.
He said he has also lost about 50 citrus plants that were about to bear. Those citrus plants were purchased in the town of Linden, Region 10, and transported to Berbice. He has been caring for them for more than a year on the farm. Premsup says he is seeking the intervention of the National Agriculture Research and Extension Institute, NARI. Another farmer, Bharat Ramphal, and his wife Sandy Samaru cultivate 50 acres with the same type of crops, and 5 acres have been burned. Samaru said about 6,000 plantain trees were destroyed, amounting to some $6 million in value.
We need, like, if the government, we not say anything, but if the government can support us and help, if we get back the excavators, that we can get back the water, we can start back. Because everything we see here is done. We have to start back from fresh.
On Saturday, when the Evening News visited the field, which is situated 5 miles into the back dam, an NDIA excavator was operating on another farm, preparing it for cultivation. How would the excavator help you to get water? Explain.
If you, well, like, you see this bushland with the side here, even if you come and you make a drain here, so we can pump in the water, taking the water from the millwalk, so we go get the drain, so we go get water for water the plant.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
In a spectacular display of solidarity on Sunday, this year's GTT Pinktober Walk witnessed an overwhelming turnout as thousands of participants flooded the streets of Georgetown dressed in various shades of pink to raise awareness of breast cancer. Lawanda McAllister tells us more.
The Pinktober Awareness Walk, organized by GTT, aims to support cancer awareness and honor survivors. The sea of pink-clad participants, stretching as far as the eye could see, marched through the heart of the city, creating an atmosphere of unity and hope. Amidst the vibrant crowd, the evening news spoke with several remarkable women, cancer survivors, whose stories serve as testaments to strength.
It was good, the exercise and everything all in one. It served a really good purpose because to reach a whole lot of other survivors, and it was good.
And how was the journey for you going through that phase when you find out that she was
For me, it wasn't as well, I didn't take it so bad. I trusted in God. I put my treatment and everything first and foremost. Try not to stress because stress kills, right? And I had a really good team, Dr. Gooding from the Giving Hope Foundation, and all my doctors. It was really good, and chemotherapy was about, but you get to overcome that and everything. You eat properly, and you do the right thing.
Marcel Bourne, another breast cancer survivor for the past 8 years, expressed her gratitude for the support she received during her battle with cancer.
I did a self-examination and I felt this lump in my left breast. But at the same time, I didn't take it for granted. I went to a private institution where they told me it was a fatty tissue, but still, I say let me get a second opinion. So I went to Georgetown Hospital, and they find, after running the different tests, they found out that I had grade stage 2 breast cancer. I had 8 cycles of chemotherapy. That was a nightmare. Mind you, I have removed the left breast, right? But the chemotherapy was a nightmare. But still being diagnosed with cancer, I said no, it's not a death sentence. But it was a hard road, a very tough road to travel. But with God by my side, He have took me through the rough part, and I must continue to give praise and thanks to Him. Also, I'm encouraging women out there to go get tested. You have your own self. If you know your body, you could examine your breast, and early detection save lives.
The GTT Pinktober Walk 2023 raises awareness for cancer research and support services. Reporting for the evening news, Rwanda McAllister.
In observance of Rett Syndrome Month, Rett syndrome being a neurological disorder, Precious Angels Charity, a non-profit organization, on Sunday hosted its 5th annual awareness walk, which saw scores of people participating. Here are the details.
We can defeat Rett. What do we want? Cure. What do we want? Cure. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it?
The walk started at the Muslim Youth Organization ground and made its way to Lamaha Street, then into Visiljan Road, back into Lamaha Street, and returned to the starting point for a brief program. During the short program, persons who gathered were educated on the disorder through a video presentation, and more so a message from the founder of the NGO, Hadia Mohammed, whose niece Amani Mohammed was diagnosed with the disorder 5 years ago. The key message was delivered by Dr. Yuni Abdul, who reiterated the call for more support for persons suffering from the disorder, but more so emphasized the importance of caring for them. He added that there is definitely no cure for Rett syndrome, while adding that ongoing research is being done. This disease, he reiterated, affects almost every system in the body, leading to seizures, loss of speech, loss of motor skills, diminishing eye contact, breathing problems, wringing and washing of the hands. Meanwhile, a member of the Precious Angel, Khadija Narain, explained more about the event and the usage of the funds generated.
The funds will be, it's a non-profit, so I do know that there's a clinic that will be built soon, so I'm pretty sure that's where the funds are going to, so all the funds. To helping those people with Rett syndrome, trying to find them, having more centers for people, because it's misdiagnosed as well, and people don't know what to do. So trying to spread awareness, having more places people can go to, that's why a clinic would be ideal, because there's no such thing in the Caribbean for Rett syndrome at the moment.
In addition, the chairperson for the event, Hannah Mohammed, also took the opportunity to express deepest gratitude to those who attended and contributed to the initiative. She added that the past 5 years have been amazing and successful, and took the opportunity to thank Precious Angels Charity and Mohammed's Enterprise for their outstanding support to the cause. Precious Angel Charity channels its passion by aiming to achieve certain objectives, but these can only be achieved with the help of public support and donation. Bisham Mohammed, Evening News.
Meanwhile, in New Amsterdam, the Rotary Club there organized a walk on Sunday to eradicate polio, a disabling and life-threatening disease caused by the polio virus that spreads from person to person and can infect a person's spinal cord, causing paralysis. Our Burmese correspondent Andrew Carmichael was there and filed this report.
Rotary launched Polio Plus in 1985 and was a founding member of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative in 1988. Since then, Rotary, working in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, more than 2.5 billion children have received the oral polio vaccine. Poliovirus cases have decreased by over 99% since 1988, from an estimated 350,000 cases in more than 125 endemic countries to 6 reported cases in 2021. Of the 3 strains of the wild poliovirus, type 1, type 2, and type 3, wild poliovirus type 2 was eradicated in 2019, and the wild poliovirus type 3 was eradicated in 2020. President of the Rotary Club of New Amsterdam, Rafi Kassim, explained why the fight to eradicate polio needs to be kept alive.
Polio has been eradicated a long time ago around this part of the world through immunization. However, because we're part of a global organization, we still have got to support this project. Rotary International took on years ago. Actually, I've been hearing years ago that we were this close to ending polio. But because of war in certain countries we can't get into, Rotary can't get into. That's the reason why polio is still around.
Immediate past president of the New Amsterdam Club, Tej Paula Jodia, who is spearheading activities as it relates to awareness on the fight against polio, said it is hoped that within the shortest possible time the world will be certified as polio-free. Rotary internationally said will continue its fight to ensure that this is achieved. The New Amsterdam Club has committed to contribute $1,500 towards the international fight against polio. On Sunday, Rotarians marched through East Kanji in Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, as part of its annual polio awareness walk. Since 2007, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation joined the fight to eradicate polio and have matched every dollar Rotary puts towards the fight 2 to 1.
In 1988, we joined the global fight. We teamed up with WHO, PAHO, UNICEF, and Gavi to fight polio around the world. As of 2021, the latest stats is indicating that there are only 2 countries now that has polio, and that is Afghanistan and Pakistan. And the last count indicated they have about 6 cases only. So we're hoping to really knock polio off the planet and to have it eradicated as soon as possible. And therefore, Rotary International continues in the fight against polio. Each club, like President Rafika said, was asked to donate a minimum of $1,500 US, and that's where all funds raised today. All the funds raised today will go towards the Polio Plus Fund. And I'm quite sure we will raise more than the $1,500 US that has been asked of us.
World Polio Day was observed on October 24th. Its aim is to highlight the global efforts to end poliomyelitis. For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, October 31st at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Tuesday, October 31st at 5 hours 55 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Edgehill, Britain missed out in mixed doubles men's singles, And Bartica, Carmel, and Chase draw first blood in Limacall School League. Details of these stories and more in the Sportscast sponsored by McCorp coming up on the other side of the break.
Are you looking for men's suits for that wedding, prom, or special party? Or maybe you need to update your wardrobe with a modern fit or a new color for work? Search no more, because John Lewis Styles is the perfect men's suit store. Come see us on Waterloo Street, and our friendly staff will help you choose the perfect size, color, and fit. Complement that suit with a stunning shirt and tie, matching bow tie and suspenders, cufflinks, or even a pair of shiny dress shoes. You will love the way you look. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFRAGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFRAGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFRAGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
Census takers from the Bureau of Statistics are still visiting homes to conduct work as part of the 2022 National Population and Housing Census. Enumeration is ongoing in some areas to ensure that everyone is counted. Verification and quality checks have also been done in an effort to ensure that the highest quality of data is produced from the census. Please cooperate with our census takers and ask them to produce their identification badges. Having been visited by a census taker, it is not too late. Call or WhatsApp us on 592-701-8700 or 592-701-8701 to ensure that you are counted. Census 2022, we count in we.
From region 1 to region 10.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Your child needs nutrients every day. ENFRAGROW has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. ENFRAGROW has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with ENFRAGROW. Let's fuel the wonder.
Superbet, your best bet. Did you know that you have a chance to win up to 50 million with sport betting? Simply place your bets at www.superbet.gy for your chance to be the next lucky millionaire. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions